What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte gives Skysports his 3-man wish list. Okay? His 3-man wish list consists of Alexander Povetkin, who of course we already know, Andy Ruiz, which was the former unified heavyweight champion of the world, and Otto Wallin, which gave Tyson Fury all he could handle in a 12-round fight back late last year. Okay, and this hit list is decent. Povetkin, I can see why he would want to fight Povetkin. You know, we gave her the, I've mentioned the reasons yesterday. Of course, he's a former champ, and he's only been beaten twice, and, you know, he is old, which is a detractor, you know, on why he shouldn't fight him. But he is a good fighter. Stylistically, that's a good matchup. I could see that, you know, being a nice little scrap with those two. You know, I would think that, you know, Dillian Whyte, the youth, would be on his side. But then again, Dillian Whyte comes to fight, and so does Povetkin. So I can see why he would want that fight for that reason, for style, and style only, in my opinion. Next, we have Andy Ruiz. Of course, Andy, the Destroyer, would be a good candidate because he could, in fact, if he beats Andy Ruiz, he can show if he can beat him, and how he beats him really determines on where Dillian Whyte stands in the heavyweight division. Why? Because Ruiz beat the champ. He beat Anthony Joshua. He beat the guy that beat him. So if those guys got it on, Andy Ruiz, another guy that he's not, you know, he's easy found, okay? He doesn't run around the ring. He's not going to give you angles. He's not going to give you anything. Now, he'll create spaces when he leans, and he loves to weave. You know, he loves to work the body. He loves to throw combinations. That would be a good, interesting fight. Depends on what shape Andy Ruiz comes in, because, you know, he's had something that, or he's gained something that he never had before in his life, is money. So we don't really know how he would match up with someone like Dillian Whyte. You know, how could he be motivated at this point? It still remains to be seen, because we know Andy Ruiz is still on the redemption list. Okay, so him along with others, which I will cover in other videos as time permits. Okay. Ruiz, he only has 2 losses, so him, like Alexander Povetkin, has 2 losses. Otto Wallin is a guy once beaten by Tyson Fury, which he is a tough southpaw. He likes to work the body. He can take a pretty decent shot, but Tyson Fury is not known to be a heavy puncher. But he did take everything that Tyson Fury had, you know, and then some. And I think he hurt Tyson Fury in the last round, you know, on top of Tyson Fury's face. He had those 2 bad cuts, which was bothering him very much so. And that was just a struggle getting past that fight himself. But he was involved in a very critical fight with the lineal champ. So we have Otto Wallin taking on the lineal champ. His only loss to the lineal champ, Tyson Fury. Andy Ruiz is the former unified champion, right? That only has 2 losses, okay? And he re-lost it again to Anthony Joshua. And then you have the former champion that has beat by Anthony Joshua, the unified champion, and Vladimir Klitschko, the former pound-for-pound heavyweight king. Okay, so those, and I can see why he picked those 3 guys on that wish list, or that hit list, or however, whatever kind of list that he prefers. This is Dillian Whyte's preference of fighters. Now, of course, I'm going to do some counterpunching, and the counterpunching consists on who I would select if I'm Dillian Whyte, to face. One, it goes without saying, Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz would be the first one. Why? Because he was beaten by Deontay Wilder for the second time, but Deontay Wilder is the only person that has beat him, okay? And he only has 2 losses. Now, he's not a former champ, but he is a very skillful Cuban southpaw. Regardless of of his age, he is still officially the same age as Povetkin, okay? So Povetkin is coming off a draw. Luis Ortiz is coming off a loss. Same age, still 2 losses, okay? The only difference is Povetkin lost by 2 people. Luis Ortiz has only lost twice by the same person, okay? So, but all the same, still 2 losses. Luis Ortiz would be on that list, and that's for more reasons to fight him, and he knows the reasons, and if he doesn't know, he should know. Because Deontay Wilder, he will share with Deontay Wilder, hey, I also beat Luis King Kong Ortiz. Now, and that strips, and see, now, Deontay Wilder, if Dillian Whyte gets in there with Luis Ortiz, people, I keep trying to tell you, if he beats Luis Ortiz in a dominant fashion, he goes in there and takes out the quote-unquote boogeyman of the heavyweight division that everyone's supposed to be avoiding. Like, that's the narrative, okay? He now shares the responsibility and shares the glory with defeating this boogeyman, which is Luis Ortiz. That's why I would add him on the list. Another person I would add on the list is Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Why Miller? Miller is undefeated. Dillian Whyte has boasted and can claim the reason why I fought Oscar Rivas is because Oscar Rivas beat Andy Ruiz. Also, Tyson Fury ducked Oscar Rivas, right, for the diamond belt, right? And he didn't fight him, but Dillian Whyte did, okay? So if you gonna pick Oscar Rivas, that's another reason to pick Jarrell Miller. Sure, he's a convicted drug cheat. We know this, along with a lot of other fighters. However, he's still undefeated. He had a once awesome opportunity against Anthony Joshua, and of course he blew it, but he is coming back on the scene. But giving him his first loss, coming from a person that talked himself into a classic mega fight with Anthony Joshua, is saying a lot. Okay, so I would add him to the list, despite being part of Top Rank now, I believe, Jarrell Miller, but he's still undefeated, and he would still have it would be an awesome name to add on his resume on top of the the good opponents that's already there. So those are the guys that I would add: Luis Ortiz and Jarrell Big Baby Miller to add to that particular list if I'm Dillian Whyte. So, and I explained for those reasons why I added those 2, okay? But the 3 are decent. If it wanted to be better, I would add those 2, so it actually should be 5, and he should really gamble to see which one, or, pull a hat, pull a number, right? And see which one he should select. But anyway, that's my take on Dillian Whyte's hit list or wish list. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.